Okay, so we've got with us today, we've got Siren's Broken Dream. We thought we'd just give it a little bit of a review because they were good enough to come to the Halton 50th Beer Festival. Not Beer Festival. Start again. We just thought we would give this beer a little review because Siren were good enough to come to Halton 50th Celebration Festival last week.
Yes, they were.
They didn't have any darks on, and we like our darks, don't we?
Have you had this before yourself?
I've not had this before.
Oh, great! I have. Well, I mean, this, spoiler alert, I have had this before.
You're supposed to say I'm not, and act surprised.
Really? Well, I could be the one who has, and you can.
So Stephen's never had this before, so it should be pretty cool. We've both never had this beer. So, Siren Broken Dream is a breakfast stout, but the interesting thing is that it's a nitro stout, which is similar in concept to Guinness's nitro cans that we have, which is why we thought we would test it out using the Nitro Surge and see the comparison between their recommended pour, which is, it literally says, pour hard, pour fast. So basically the idea is that we pour it quickly upside down, and so usually in a can or in a keg you have CO2, which is what gives it the carbonation. Dark beers these days, the stouts and things that you find in pubs, tend to opt for nitro, which is basically nitrous oxide gives you it disperses through the beer in such a way that tiny bubbles, tiny bubbles. It's in a different consistency to CO2. The exact science behind it is something else, but essentially it gives you a creamier head because the bubbles are much finer.
So you're trying to compare between what this can provide you?
Yes, well, I mean, if this works with the Guinness, and it's obviously patented to Guinness, they're not going to be able to recommend using this, are they? But maybe it gives you just as good a pour. So let's see what happens.
So you're giving me that responsibility to use that, and then you're going to be just doing the recommended.
So I'm going to go for the hard and fast. Stephen's going to go for the slow and steady.
Perfect. Give me a moment to adjust my gadget. Okay, so turn it on.
Yep. Okay.
This is one go.
Feels slightly unnatural to be doing this, but actually what you need to do is when you pour in a can of beer, people don't seem to realise this, when you pour a can of beer you actually want to get rid of the gas, either the CO2 or the nitro. You want to get rid of it. If you keep it all in your beer by pouring it very slowly and carefully, you're actually just going to end up burping all night. So what's quite interesting here is that actually looks just like a Guinness.
Yeah,
they actually look very different.
Look how yours has gone.
So we're obviously using Guinness glasses here, but interesting here because this one has actually formed the head quicker, but that one looks like a completely different beer. The nitro, you might not be able to see this in the picture, but the nitro bubbles in Stephen's are still dissipating and they're still settling in much the same way as a Guinness. But this one here, which is their recommended pour, settled a lot quicker.
That is interesting, isn't it?
So you need to finish yours off.
Yeah.
Is there anything left in it?
Should be like. That's it, I think.
So straight off the bat, I would say that yours looks better.
Mine looks the head looks creamier.
So the mine actually, you may not be able to see this here. It looks a little bit crumpety on the top because the bubbles are more violently dispersed.
Where's mine? As you can see,
a little bit. Obviously, this is it's a 440ml can. The Guinness Nitro cans are 500, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not filled with the glass. But
oh dear! Look at the sunshine that's coming now.
Heavenly pour.
See, it's happened again. The sunshine. Anyway.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm gonna have to take a sip of yours.
Well, but yeah, I was going to say let's swap.
I think yours is the winner.
Okay.
I think well, you can even see it now. Just put them back to where they belong.
Let me just adjust them.
Stephen's is retained its head for longer. So I think this device here, obviously, it has very fine vibrations in it, doesn't it? That surges the nitro, and it causes the bubbles too. Whereas the way that they've said to do it, which is to
literally
vigorously stop it, that's the way of their way of recommending to do it. But if we get to the beer, so now we know that if you've got a nitro can, we would recommend to use the Guinness Nitro Surge if you've got one, which makes sense. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, well worth the investment, I'd say.
Breakfast stouts are an interesting one. I mean, this one in particular, I quite like because it drinks what they call below its ABV. So it's a 6.5, which is more than 2% higher than a Guinness. Not that we're comparing this directly to the Guinness, we're only comparing this in nitro terms to the Guinness. The stout itself is a totally different type of stout. So this is obviously an English stout, far more flavour. So it says, an indulgence of chocolate and specialty malts, our flagship stout is smooth, unctuous and moorish.
What does it say? Unctuous?
Unctuous.
What's that mean?
I'm not too sure. I could guess, but I just look silly on camera.
Go on, look silly.
It's brewed with lactose for balanced sweetness, along with carefully selected coffee. So breakfast stouts tend to have either chocolate, vanilla, coffee. Some people would call them pastry stouts. This has got quite a pastry stout vibe to me.
How would you say the integrity of the head for both of us?
Well, if you notice, yours is so Stephen's is sticking to the glass really well, which is what you really want in a nitro stout. This one, altogether, this is just a bit more of a messy experience because it has been vigorously poured. It's a bit more of a blokish thing to do. Just smash.
Yeah, but the thing is, you say that, but then we always were taught how to gently does it approach to every single ale we do.
Yeah.
And now it seems to be turned on its head, literally. And obviously these devices help too.
Lovely flavours though.
Absolutely. You can feel the alcohol content, I find.
You can, but it's not a lot of these. I mean, this is on the brink of being an imperial, I suppose. It's not quite. Imperial would be sort of 8%ish.
Whenever I look at this in the shop, I do think of chocolate because of obviously the brown flavours.
chocolate, coffee, vanilla-y stouts. I mean, you can't really go wrong. It's lovely.
Absolutely.
Siren smashing them out at the moment. They're doing really well.
Yeah,
properly good brewery. Just showing everyone else how it's done. I just flicked beer. Cheers. We recommend Siren Broken Dream Nitro Breakfast Stout with the Guinness Nitro Surge Head. Give it a go.
Absolutely. It's worth the investment. Enjoy. Cheers. Now, what else are we going to do?
That's it. That's the video ending.
Oh, that's the video ending.